Let me ask you a question, Omid.
Yeah.
Are you worried for Scream Burnout?
I gotta say no. I think actually this movie has treaded new territory while paying respect to the originals. That I think no, I'm not. I'm ready for a seventh, and I don't think there's Burnout. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think there's gonna be Burnout?
Welcome back, guys, to Well, What Do You Think? It's me, Amir.
And it's me, Omi. What's going on, guys?
And we just came back from watching Scream 6, and we're asking the question, how does this movie stand amongst the Scream franchise?
And other horror movies.
Yep. And Omi, do you want to give a little quick synopsis just in case they haven't seen the movie?
So yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, this movie takes place shortly after Scream 5 with the incidents of the last Ghostface killing, and this movie picks up with Tara and her friends going to college, and we see there is a new Ghostface killer in town. And
In New York.
In New York. New York, new rule.
Yeah,
That's what they say. So with Tara and her friends in college, there is a almost resurgence or a following behind the killing of Ghostface in the previous movie. And people saying, oh, is Sam actually innocent or is she a murderer?
Because the secret's out that she's like a Loomis
Relative.
descendant.
Yeah.
So that's a really fun way that they kind of play on like the legacy character trope. And yeah, it's like crazy antics. It's all of the fun, all of the kills you would expect from a Scream
And
movie.
the meta-ness. And
Yeah.
its meta-ness, I think, was... Because when you go meta, you are a bit afraid. It's like, all right, are they going to be making fun of itself while being meta? But this movie knew how to juggle it really well, where it's like, all right, we're going to make fun of sequels, horror movies, but we're still a good, grounded script and a good movie where it's like, all right, yeah, we are much more than just commentary.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. I got to
Yeah.
say, I loved this movie, seeing it in theaters. I'm like, oh my God, I think we are in a horror movie like Renaissance.
Yep.
Because we're getting so many good movies like X and Pearl, I'm hearing are really good. And then with Scream 5 and 6 both being great movies,
Yeah.
like I think we're in a good era for horror movies. And that, as a
Yeah.
horror movie fan, makes me awesome. I just want now a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot that is done well.
With if they want to do legacy characters, they could. But I can honestly, I'm cool if they just do like a remake and
Yeah.
then kind of just build out the franchise again.
Yep.
But yeah, back on Scream 6, I think this movie is so much fun. The characters are great. And I don't know which one I like more between 5 or 6 because they're both really good. But it's a bigger scale, bigger kills, more people die.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can see it too, and that's awesome. Because I think in Scream 5, a lot of the kills sometimes be like, oh, they cut away and you don't see it. This movie is like, all right,
More
we're here
violent.
with budget.
Yeah.
We're going to show you. We're going to go really gross. Because like they had some kind of disgusting kills, like someone be stabbed right through the eye
Yeah.
or on the jugular. Like he goes in, and it's like, oh my God. They go pretty brutal with this. But as a horror movie, that's kind of what you want, and it gives it to you. It delivers on that front. But Amber, I got to ask you, what do you think of Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega in this movie? Because in our previous review, I was actually not a fan of Melissa Barrera, but I am so happy that back then I even said, guys, keep an eye out for Jenna Ortega. So, Aaron, what do you think of those two actresses?
What I am so happy about what this movie does, it doesn't rely on legacy characters.
Yep.
Because unfortunately, Nev Campbell wasn't able to come back. So I know there were some contract disputes.
And not introduce who is in this, because I didn't see the poster.
Exactly. So there are still some legacy characters, but I think the new cast, they get a lot to do in this movie. And I was a fan of Melissa Barrera in the last one.
Yeah.
And I think she is great here.
Yeah.
Everyone is good. If you've seen the movie Core 4, they are awesome. They are
Core
goals.
4, baby, yeah.
They are goals.
Yeah.
And
I love the two twin characters.
Yeah.
Us being twins, like, let's go, baby.
Go.
Yeah.
And Jenna Ortega, I think she has more to do here, and she is good. Like, they know that they have a star on their hands. And I just loved it. I think it was so much fun, and I think Melissa Barrera really establishes herself as like Scream royalty. Like I
agree.
I think she is great, and I love her as a character.
Because going a bit into the story, what I really liked about this movie was they showed that her character Sam was actually going to therapy to kind of cope with the idea of actually killing people that she did in the last movie. And you see that when she's talking to the therapist, she's like, see, this really messed me up because part of me kind of enjoyed killing whoever she killed in the 5th movie. And when you see it, it's like, man, that's kind of like some dark, really dark stuff saying, it felt right to kill. Yeah. So I was like, that was a really interesting turn to take, and I think Melissa Barrera did an amazing job. She proved me wrong. I thought she was much better in 6 than she was in 5, so that was awesome.
I think comparing it to 5, I think right now my gut reaction, I think I still preferred 5 a little bit more because you were talking about how it was meta, and I think I liked Scream 5 kind of being that requel kind of like treatment of Scream versus this feels more original because I haven't seen Scream 3 or 4. I've seen 1, 2, 5, 6.
Yeah.
And I think compared to 5, this feels much more original. I think it's kind of doing its own thing. Scream 5 was like kind of The Force Awakens.
I agree.
But I liked that. I enjoyed that. So I think... And it was funnier. I think this one has gorier kills, but I think Scream 5 is a little bit funnier, so that's where I'm leaning a little more against.
I think the comedy for sure came from Jack Quaid. I think Jack Quaid really knows how to play like a loser, and he does that really well. But I was telling everyone what I love so much about this movie was it developed the characters in this. Like, the original characters actually had a chance to shine, because in Scream 5 you had to juggle Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. So you had those 3 legs here you had to juggle while trying to develop new characters. But for this movie, since you actually had time to be with all of the original characters, I loved it.
Yep.
I was telling Amber, like, like a second, like it being the second, to me it felt like a Empire Strikes Back of the new movies. I was like,
we're not relying on the legacy characters. We're gonna be doing our own thing.
Scream 5 was a proof of concept, and Scream 6, all right, let's take off those. Let's get ready to go. We're gonna show you what we can do, and I love that so much. And I think even when you said it still does reference other Scream movies, because like I said, it's in college.
Mindy's great. Mindy Meeks Martin is great.
Yeah. So there are references to other Scream movies because it does take place in a college. So that's awesome.
Fans of the franchise, you're gonna have a lot of really cool Easter eggs.
Yep.
It's a great ride. I definitely think watch it in theaters. And is there anything else we want to discuss before we go into final scores? Because I wanted to ask you. Are you worried for Scream Burnout? Because I think they already announced Scream 7, and that's probably shooting this year, surprisingly.
Damn.
And also, didn't Scream 5 come out last year? So it was like
it did.
1 year
and
turnaround?
What's crazy is a 1 year turnaround, and for it to be good. Like, we were just discussing like Wonder Woman 84, the fact that the studio forced Patty Jenkins to go out so fast and crank it out, and it didn't turn out well. But this movie, it literally came out within a year, and I'm like, oh my god, it's as good, if not better.
Yeah.
Thinking on Scream fatigue, I don't know, because I think we're in the era that people respect horror movies now, so they're going to give good writers. They're going to put more work into it. But the only thing I'm kind of scared of is like, for Ghostface, him being like a gimmick of the reveal, is it like gonna be hard to keep him fresh, to keep having that reveal? Because as whodunits, it is kind of hard to keep your viewer guessing while doing who the killer is, while making it unknown and novel. I don't know. I think I trust the creators and the writers behind this. That I don't think there's fatigue, but who knows? I mean, I think if they keep putting in the good work, and
if it's like quality like this, 5 and 6,
I'm not scared.
Exactly.
I'm not scared at all. Yeah. And the great actors. I'm excited to see more of the returning characters in 6 being in 7. Yeah, I'm not scared. Final score. I give it an 8. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. I think I put it slightly above Scream 5. I think it's great. There's a lot of awesome Easter eggs. I give it a 6. Yeah. I give it an 8.
Yeah.
And what do you give it?
I really liked it. I still think I preferred Scream 5 just a tad more. Tad more. So I think I gave Scream 5 when we first reviewed it, which was like our first review ever, which is really cool.
Go ahead and check that review, guys.
Exactly. I think I gave that an 8.5. I would give this like, I don't want to say 8.25, because 8 is too low.
8.5 is too high.
Yeah. I would give it like an 8.25 if that works.
Yeah.
If you guys don't hate me for doing 0.25s, it's a great time in the theaters. And yeah, honestly, I think they do an amazing job with like kind of flipping the script, having it be in New York. They do some really, really unique things with the slasher stuff.
New rules.
Exactly.
Yeah. Before we close out, there's one last question I want to ask you, Amber. Since we're seeing this resurgence of horror movie villains, what movie do you want to see get rebooted and remade, or even a requel? What movie do you want to see?
Yeah, honestly, I know you were talking about this earlier. I think Freddy would be great. I think Freddy would be very cool. There's so much you can do with just the visuals. But even I'm going to go like nostalgic. I'm going to say give us back Jason.
Yeah, I do want to see a good Nightmare or Friday the 13th. Yeah. And they make a reference to that. I love it. There's just so many horror.
There's a love letter to horror.
Yeah, if you're a horror movie fan, there's so much to love about this movie. Because for me, I do want to see a new Freddy Krueger movie.
Was the last one the remake?
The last one was the remake. We haven't had a movie since I believe 2011. So I think it's time to revisit it, and with new directors, we can get a good fresh taste. And I'm also curious to see Evil Dead Rise, because I mean, that's coming out soon.
Gonna be good.
Yeah, that's gonna be coming out soon. So I wonder how that's gonna play. Are you confident with that? Because there is no legacy characters, it seems like, in that.
I am very confident with Evil Dead Rise because I want to stay away from trailers. We're not going to go too much into it, but I am very excited because I do want to see original takes in the established horror franchise because that's the only way to evolve.
I agree.
It's to kind of just give us new characters, a new feel to it. So I'm actually very excited for Evil Dead Rise. Let us know, are you guys excited for Evil Dead, or even what is a horror franchise that you want to see come back? I said Freddy. I said Jason. You say Freddy.
Yeah.
Freddy versus Jason.
Actually, deadass. Give us a Freddy versus Jason movie. I got my money on Freddy on that. Always.
Exactly. So let us know what you guys want to see. If you guys seen Scream 6, let us know if you liked it. Where does it rank in the franchise? And
it's good. Yeah, it's good. I don't know where to rank them. They're all really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
This has been Well, What Do You Think? It's been me, Amir. I got my partner.
And it's me, Omid.
Yep. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.